Okay, so this is my very first video on my channel. Elmo. Okay, so this is my very first video on my channel. Now, kind of new to this, so it might be a little sketchy. I'll try my best though. So it's gonna be a story time, and it's gonna be but the time that I invited a boy over to my house while my mom was at work and got caught. Okay, so let's call him, because I don't want to give real names, so let's call him Sam. We'll call him Sam. Okay, so me and Sam went to the same school, followed each other on Instagram, all that nonsense. Okay, so like, me and Sam never really talked in school prior to him coming to my house. We seen each other around school. My friends were his friends. He followed me on Instagram. He liked my photos. I liked his photos. We talked on like through comments on Instagram briefly, but not a lot. So like I told him, like we started talking, and I told him I was, well, no, okay, pause. All right, so I told him that he should kick me, and he did. He kicked me. Sorry if you hear that. That's my dog. And I told him to kick me, and he did. So me and him like started talking, not like that, not like talking, but like talking as friends. And then I liked him, and he liked me. So he was like, so like we told each other that we liked each other and stuff like that. So we were like, okay, cool. So we were going to start talking, and he told me he had a girlfriend. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to ruin it between y'all. You guys are going on like, I forget what it was. I think it was like 3 months or something like that. 3 months. Stuff like that. I don't want to ruin that. Go ahead. Go when you're done. You can come here and we can work things out then. But I don't want to ruin stuff. And he just like went on and on. He was like, you're not gonna ruin nothing. I'm thinking about breaking up with her anyway. She's I just don't know anymore. I think I'm about to break up with her anyways. And like he just went on and on about how he was breaking up with her, he wasn't gonna be with her, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, we can talk, but you have to break up with your girlfriend. We can't. I was not gonna date him until he broke up with his girlfriend, but we could talk. We could talk about like stuff like that. And but I still was kind of on edge about it a little bit. Like I know I wouldn't want any other female doing that to me, so like I didn't want to really do it to her. But he kept saying that he was gonna break up with her, so I was just like, okay, well, you're gonna break up with her, so I'm good. You're just gonna break up with her. We're gonna talk. We can move forward from there. So we still never talked in school after he said he was going to break up with her, because he said that it was complicated because he had met her parents, she had met his parents. They were going on like, I think it was like 3 months or something like that. They were going on, and I was just like, okay, well that's kind of weird. Like he said he was gonna break up with her and that, like stuff like that. And every time I would ask him about it, he was just like, okay, I don't want to talk about my girlfriend. Can we not talk about her, please? It's awkward when we talk about her. So I dropped it. I said okay. And then one day he asked, he was like, can I come over? I was like, well, you can't because my mom is at work. And he was like, okay, well, if she's at work, then she won't know. It'll be fine. I was like, okay, I'm not trying to get in trouble, nothing like that. Like, I was really trying my hardest to, like, not have him come over while my mom was off. I was like, and he was just like, come on, let me come over, blah, 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 stuff like that. So I was like, okay, whatever. I let him come over. I gave him my address, told him to type it into his GPS, and told him to come over. He said he would be over around like 12-ish, I think it was, that we agreed on the time. This dude did not show up to my house till 3 in the afternoon. Now, my mom got off at 6. 3 hours. Okay, that's 3 hours we could hang out when we had agreed that he was going to come over at 12 to have 6 hours. Because my mom worked like an hour away from our house. So, like, it took her, like, she didn't get home until like 7:10 at the latest. But, she called throughout the day. So I was like, that's another thing why I just was trying to avoid him coming over and stuff like that. So then, like, so like he showed up at like 3 something, and when he showed up, he just like kind of like was quiet and stuff. I think he was like on something. Like I think he was like high or on something. I don't know, but it was weird. Like me and him usually like talk on the phone all the time. Like we would hang out whenever we could, but like this is the first time he'd been over to my house. So like I don't know, it was just weird. But he like came in, said hi to my brother and sister because like my brother and sister were here. So like I knew that was a bad idea to let him over with them over, but they said that they weren't gonna snitch. So he was like, I'll give him money or something like that. I was like, what? Like he was gonna pay my brother and sister not to say that he was over here or anything like that, which my mom really wasn't gonna ask if anybody was over today or anything like that because she never does. So I was just like, okay. And he like said hi to them. He was like, hi, and then like we walked into my room and my brother followed us. So I was pretty chill about the whole situation. I wasn't really worried that my mom was gonna get off because whenever she gets off, she texts me and or calls me and tells me that she's like, hey, just got off of work. I'm on my way home. We should be there. Has everybody done this, this, and this? Like asked if we did what we were supposed to do, which we usually have done what we were supposed to do. So like my brother like asked him like these weird questions. Like my brother was like, are you a stalker? Are you a robber? Are you a murderer? Like, are you blah 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 blah? Like he just went on and on with these random questions, and he was just like, and Sam answered them and was like, no, like he like gave honest opinions. And then when my brother walked out, like my brother's last question was like, are you a robber? And Sam was like, no. So then my brother walked out because he was done asking his questions. So he went to go watch, I think it was Nickelodeon or something like that, out in the living room with my sister. And then Sam, Sam was like, well, I am a robber, but only to certain people, not here. I was like, okay. So like we were chilling in my room and stuff like that. We were chilling, doing whatever we wanted, chilling and stuff like that. And then it like became like he stayed on his phone. Like he like if I tried to touch his phone, he got mad. Like he didn't really get mad, but like he like tried to take it out of my hands or something like that. So like I took my phone and his phone and set them on my table next to my bed, and I was like, no, we're not gonna be on our phones. So then he wanted to be on his phone. So I like grabbed his phone and I was like looking at stuff. I was like, there's a lot of girls in here. He was like, those messages are from a long time ago. You know, like, I'm not talking to any of them. He was like, I'm talking to you. I was like, okay. So then, like, there was like nudes from a girl in one of the messages. Like, I have no idea who this girl is, but there were nudes. Like, y'all don't even understand my face. Like, I got so mad. I was like, what? Like, I was like, why do you have, what is this? Like, what is this? What is this? He was like, my friend was texting her, you know, like, that's not me. We didn't have that conversation. Chill. It was my friend. I asked a simple question. Like, I asked, who is this? What is this? Why is this here? Like, I asked simple questions. I did not ask for a freaking book. Like, you gave me a book. That's besides the point, though. So then it came like, it became like 5. So I was like, okay, dude, you have to go. My mom's gonna be off in an hour. You gotta go. Like, bye. You got to go. Like, bye. You gotta go. So then, like, I walked into the front door and stuff, and I gave him a hug, and he, I think yeah, he kissed me. We kissed before he left. And then he left, and my brother and sister were like so chill about it. Like, they didn't even say anything about it. Like, it was perfect. Like, I thought my plan was flawless. Well, then I stopped. Like, me and Sam, we still talked, but we didn't really talk like that anymore because he was now breaking up with his girlfriend. So we like still talked and everything, but at the same time, it was different. Like, we didn't talk on the phone as much, we didn't text as much, you know, like, it was weird. So then, so then a few weeks later, my mom saw something on I don't even know what she saw on my phone, but she saw something on my phone that made her question my brother and sister. What was it? What did she see? I don't even know, but she saw something and she like pulled my brother and sister into her room one at a time so that like they couldn't lie together. And she was like, you know how like like, you know, okay, so she was, alright, so you know how like parents do that thing where they trick you into telling the truth because they're like, I already know the answer to this, so if you lie, you're gonna be in more trouble. Well, she did that to them, and she was like, did your sister have anybody over here like Sam or blah 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 blah? Like, she just started naming off people, and I was like, I was sitting in my room just like chilling, and my brother walks out of her room, goes to goes to his room, just chill. I was like, okay, so that's weird. Well, it wasn't really weird, but it was kind of weird because of the way that he went into his room. Like, he didn't just like walk into his room. Like, he kind of like walked, stopped, saw me, and was just like, he's just like, and like ran off to his room. I was just like, what are you doing, man? Like, okay. So that was kind of weird. So then my sister is in there talking to my mom, and I thought it had to do with something different. Like, I thought it had to do with something personal because the door was shut. And she comes out, and my mom calls me in there, and I'm just like, I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, when did you have Sam over? I was like, what? Like, what? She's like, when did you have Sam over? I said, a few weeks ago. She said, what did you do? I said, nothing. And she was like, are you still a virgin? I was like, yeah. And she was like, I can take you to the doctor and make sure that you are. I was like, Mom, I'm still a virgin. There's no need to take me to the doctor. Like, that's disgusting. Ew, gross. Like, okay, yeah. I was like, Mom, I'm a virgin. Like, ew. Like, ew. Like, why would you think that? So then she's like, okay, well, you're grounded. You had somebody in the house when we weren't home. So I left her room. I left her room. I walked to where my brother and sister were. I looked at them. I said, who snitched? And they went on like this big extravagant story. They were like, she questioned us, she did this, she said this, she said she already knew, blah, 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 blah. I said, you both were supposed to say no, 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 no. Like, do you not remember us having that conversation? You were supposed to say no. And they were like, I'm sorry. I was like, see, this is why I don't tell y'all stuff. Because you snitch on me. And then my brother, my sister, my mom came in and she was like, don't be yelling at them because you got in trouble because you got caught that you had Sam in the house. I said I wouldn't have if they didn't tell. So then, we went on. I was grounded for a little bit. Not a long time, but a little bit. And then okay, so it's crazy because I have many more stories about Sam. It is. It's really crazy because I have more stories about Sam. But this is just one. And it was a weird story, like a very weird thing. And this story is like the background information to another story. So please subscribe by hitting that red button down there. And I will post a video every Sunday, or at least I will try to post a video every Sunday. Yes. Comment down below and tell me if you want to hear more stories about Sam, or if you want to hear stories about something else. I can do that. Follow me on Instagram at it's destiny with 2 Y's _. And you can always feel free to DM me on Instagram. Feel free to do anything like that. Follow me on Instagram for sure, though. Instagram be lit. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Bye.